Hi, Power Life community. My name is Lindsay Barusing, and this is Angela here with us today. So, thank you for coming to your practice. We will start actually down in Baddha Konasana. So, your feet will come out in front of you, soles of your feet to touch in a long diamond shape. Perfect. And out even just a little bit more so that you've got that marquee diamond shape. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, just round forward. And begin that nice slow lullaby of Ujjayi breath. That nice textured quality in the back of your throat. That gentle hum that slowly drowns out any external noise and brings you deeper into your introspection. Perhaps just feeling your awareness creep from the breath to any spots of sensation right underneath the skin where you feel a gentle tug, a stretch. In this practice, you'll get everything out of it that you want, but I'll ask you to approach it with a kind of sensitivity and a gentleness as though you're precious. Because you really don't need to put yourself out there too far to get the benefits. Simple shapes, simple breaths. That's all it takes. This week, I was a guest on a podcast, and very nice gentleman who interviewed me. And when the podcast closed, he made a comment to me, very nice comment. He says he really thinks that I have something to put out there and to share with the world, and that I should be putting it out there a little bit more. And I paused for a second and I thought, oh, I thought I already was putting myself out there. Right? That was my first thought was, oh, I thought I already was. But it was a good check. Where am I still holding back? Maybe gifts or talents that I should be sharing with the world. And I'd like you to ask yourself that very same question. Are you holding yourself back, whether it's in a relationship, not asking for that raise at work, perhaps not wanting to share a part of yourself that is ready to serve the world? And let's work from that space. What is your deepest intention for practicing yoga today? Just notice. If you don't have one, you, like me, can focus on putting yourself out there. Breathe in fully and completely. Exhale, let it trickle all the way back out. Breathe in. Come up to a nice tall seat. You can keep your legs as they are or crisscross applesauce. And exhale, hands to your thighs, preparing for cats and cows. Breathe in, cow pose, broaden through your chest. Feel your skin kind of tug up and back. Exhale, cat pose. Round your chest into your voice box, or your chin rather, into your voice box. Again, cow, please. Inhale. And cat all the way in and down. Take one more round now here on your own and just feel that skin kind of shift over the bones and the muscles, becoming more sensitive to these sensations. Great. And then let's just come into this little mermaid pose here. I don't think you can see my legs, but you will be able to see Angela's. We'll take our knees out and around, sit up nice and tall, and then just post up your right hand out to the right side. Breathe in, left arm high, bring it up and out of your peripheral vision. As you exhale, thread the needle broad in your upper back. Again, inhale nice and slowly, gently, and all the way through like you're trying to grab for something in this little cave. Breathe in, come all the way up. And as you exhale, now just take yourself down and fold onto your forearms for a rest. Continue your breath. I did this little flow right here in this seat with Megan Kearney this week. She's based out of Georgia. And it just felt really good. So thank you, Megan, for inspiring my practice today. Perhaps noting that little tug of skin right at that point of most sensation, which is sometimes by my hip here. It can feel really nice. Take an exhale, come back up to your palm. Breathe in, come all the way up. And we'll switch out our legs on the exhale. Other way, you'll kind of prop up like a mermaid, left hand out to left side. Gorgeous. Breathe in, take your right arm high, elbow is back. And then exhale, just reach through your cave. Again, inhale, broaden that eagle wing. And exhale, reach forward and through. Last time, inhale. And then exhale to put your mermaid to sleep. Crawl forward out of your hips and just take a moment here. "2020 seems like a blur." Anything before it, it's like, "Oh, really? When did that happen?" But way back in 2019, we talked about someone named Brené Brown. I love her. She's so smart. And she says to be vulnerable, to really put yourself out there and lean into it, is to live courageously. That's exactly how you'll be in your practice today. And perhaps it will inspire us to be more like that off of our mats as well. Take a breath out. Breathe in, come all the way back up. And as you exhale, take your hands behind you on the floor. Perfect. On your breath in, take your knees up into like a little modified boat pose. And we'll breathe here. Heart is high. Let's pretend we've got two globes. And we'll just trace those globes with our toes. Good. And then opposite direction. Nothing awkward about this, is there? See how big you can make those globes and how controlled you can be through your torso. Perhaps there's not even very much weight in your fingertips. Okay, for these last few, go a little bit further. Really trace it all the way around there. Perhaps you can feel into those hip bones, into the toes. It's a little Pilates-esque. I don't know if you take Pilates, but okay, we'll do one more out to the side. Invite your knees into your chest and rock forward into forward fold, please. Exhale. Breathe in, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Gorgeous. Breathe in, mountain pose. Come all the way up. And our last stop will be arms out to the side. We're going to palm some basketballs. So almost like you've got two globes here. And we'll just trace those globes all the way. Really shrug your shoulders up. And then shrug your shoulders back down. Good. Midline stays nice and tight. It does not move. She and I were just talking about being on Zoom calls all day. And so a lot of what I've done in this flow is really just try to open up some of those more stagnant pockets here. One more time each way. See how far you can go. Breathe in, mountain. And exhale, forward fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. And exhale, plank, because this is power life and we just can't forego that plank. I like a little bit of a water quality in my practice this week, a little bit more gentle. So if you would like, you can seesaw back and forth or even do little globes with your shoulders up on top of your wrists. That can be kind of nice too. Breathe in. Exhale, table pose. Breathe in, cow pose. And exhale, cat pose. Breathe in, cow pose. And exhale, step your left leg back for just a little bit of a stretch. Keep your toes tucked and press into your hands a lot so that you can open up through that calf. You can put a lot of weight into this here. And again, if you'd like to rock from side to side, that can be really nice just to get some of that venous flow back into this leg. Exhale. Breathe in, spinal balance. Continue to breathe. Opposite hand, opposite leg. Very nice. And the work begins. So you'll press in through all the fingers on your left hand. And before we start to move in this, I would like you to just take your mind's eye and trace your torso. It's not going to move. So the torso will always stay in just one place. Breathe in, breath out, awkward airplane. Continue to breathe. And you'll notice that the torso, the hips, nothing moves in that area. And so if you can go really far out, but that means your hips start to move, maybe restrict that range of motion. Exhale. Breathe in, center. Reach forward, kick back. Exhale, awkward airplane. Again, like you're brush stroking through the sky. Breathe in, center. Breath out, get awkward, awkward airplane. Breathe in, center. This is balance oriented too. Exhale, table pose. Nice job. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Just one of these to kind of clear that mental space. Breathe in, cow. Exhale, stretch your right leg back, tuck your toes, and breathe. So our foot is on the floor to begin with. So drop, yes, and then push in. So your palms will press your weight back, almost as though your tailbone could meet your back foot. I love the breath, gorgeous breath. And notice that that ankle really has to flex then too. Lots of space for the ankle. Exhale with me. Breathe in, spinal balance, or if you're from another studio, you might call it bird dog. Opposite arm reaches forward. Make sure that humerus head is pulled back into that socket there. You've got your rotator cuff turned on. And then notice that all of your toes on your right foot are turned under so that they're facing the mat. Breathe in and breathe out slowly into your awkward airplane, just to make sure that the body doesn't decide to go a little wonky on you there. This is hard work. You'll note that I don't put these in a lot of flows. It's really hard work. If you need, you can come up to your wrist. Take an exhale. Breathe in. We flow back to center. Exhale, get awkward again. Breathe in, back through center. One last time, get awkward. Feel that outer thigh. Breathe in, spinal balance. Exhale, table pose. Breathe in, high plank, step back gently. And exhale, downward facing dog. Continue your breath. One of the best postures, I think, for sitting too long. This and ragdoll, I just love, 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 love. And notice if you want to wag your tailbone from side to side. One of the things that we're getting to today could maybe even benefit from you doing that and feeling those outer tissues just right below the surface of the skin on the outer hips. Breathe in your intention and let go. Sun salutation, letter A. Inhale, heels lift. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe in, mountain pose. Just one breath. Come all the way up. And exhale, fold back and half look between your ankles. Breathe in, halfway lift. Exhale, step your left leg back, low lunge. Back knee down. Inhale, crescent moon. Come all the way up. Exhale, half splits, heart forward. Breathe in, three-legged dog, right leg up and back. It's a huge move. And exhale, chaturanga, halfway down. Breathe in, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in, heels lift. Exhale, forward folds. Breathe in, elongate, halfway lift. Exhale, fold back in half. Breathe in, mountain. Breath out, forward fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. Exhale, low lunge, right leg comes back this time. Back knee down, breathe in, crescent moon, please. Breath out, half splits. Breathe in, three-legged dog. Left leg will come up and back. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Breathe in, upward facing dog. You've got a great model, great form today. And exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in, right leg high. We'll start to architect sun B here. Exhale, low lunge. Now, I like to move in low lunge. I like to stretch. You might want to take a static posture if you're working on strength, but we'll have one thing in common as we move today. I want you to think about something precious in front of you to hold on to. It could be like a globe, like we've talked about before, or it could be something that you actually think is precious in your own life. And when we move, we'll just move it with the utmost care. Cool? So on your exhale, grab onto that object. And on your inhale, gently rise it up toward the sky. Continue to breathe. And that'll just be kind of the visual for all of our movements here. When you move here in a second, they'll be like you're gently setting it down and twisting. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, let's just take a vertical twist to our right. We'll settle in for 5 breaths, and you'll notice this is a balanced posture. Gaze can come at horizon line or down just a little bit further if you feel as though you're a little wobbly today. When we talk about putting ourselves out there, in the physical body, I want that to be your energy lines. Kick through your back heel, expand through your wings. Breathe out. Breathe in, warrior two. And we'll pause. I think a great option, if you don't want your palms down, is up with thumb and forefinger right together. It's kind of that gentle, fierce focus, a good marriage between the soft and the hard. And a little reprieve for your neck and your shoulders. I feel like everyone I talk to has got a lot going on up here right now. Breathe out. Breathe in. And exhale, extended side angle. I'm going to give you one last option here, just because Angela and I live on Zoom calls these days. In this first hold, if you'd like to take a top bind, a half bind with that top arm, you'll actively pull back through your shoulder and your elbow to create just a little bit of space here in your chest. Does that feel okay? Okay, awesome. Breath out. Breathe in, star pose. Exhale to the back of your mat, low lunge. All of your weight comes into your right hand. Inhale, lounge lizard. Breathe. And for lounge lizard, we're here. We spin to the knife edges of our feet. Left hand goes high. And you might feel your outer thigh. You can dip your pelvis down, lower, or up higher to have a conversation with that sensation and make sure you're exactly where you need to be. Breathe in. Breath out, chaturanga dandasana. Legs snap together with that energetic glue. We lower halfway down. Breathe in, up. Breath out, down. Breathe in, left leg illuminates up. Exhale, low lunge. And we'll take that 4-breath pause here. And the energy lines are just immaculate, so grounded into the floor, so extended through the crown of the head. You're creating space here. That's basically all we're doing in yoga, just creating good space. On your exhale, grab that precious object. Breathe in, rise it gently toward the ceiling. And then settle in for 5 breaths here. Befriend gravity. Let it take your pelvis a little bit lower so that you feel more of a stretch. Great. Now visualize that precious object in between your hands. Breathe in with it. As you exhale, gentle open twist and set it down to the left. Stay for your breath. And maybe your mind's eye actually goes down into the ankle and the skin at the top of your foot. You can feel it glide over those bones, all those structures that are freaking out right now to keep you up. I love that little wobble and that freak out because then I know that I'm taking care of that place, right? I've challenged it in a way that's healthy. Even though most people don't really come to yoga to work on their ankles, I think it's sexy. Breathe out. And on your breath in, warrior two. Mobility sexy. You're gonna think so when you're 95 and you can still walk around and you can still do your steps. I promise you. Yeah. Let's talk about Laffy Taffy here for a second. If anyone ever used to get those long Laffy Taffies from the gas station, like the candy bar sized ones, you'll notice that if it's cold and you try to stretch it too quickly, it snaps. But if it's room temperature, it's just a little bit warmer and you stretch it slowly, has this really nice like ribbony effect. That's what I want through your inner back thigh here. That slow, really healthy stretch. Breathe in. On your breath out, extended side angle. And we did the top arm bind on the other side. So on this side, perhaps that shoulder comes out and back. Great. Laffy Taffy continues on your inner thigh. And then this time, with your arm bone into your left leg, you can feel that Laffy Taffy in through the left thigh as well. This should be hard work. If you're at home, I want you still in this posture with Angela because she's accountable because she's put herself out there and put herself on YouTube, okay? And no one can see you at home, but stay accountable. You've got this. Take an exhale. Breathe in star pose. Great job. Exhale, low lunge toward the top of your space. Put all of your weight into your left hand. Breathe in lounge lizard. So we'll twist to the right, right arm up, knife edge of both feet. Perfect. This is Sunbeat. We'll flow breath to movement. We'll get that energy flowing and just start to open up and feel good. Hydrate all the tissues and maybe even clear the mind. That's what I need yoga for. Breathe in, please. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Breathe in, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in, right leg comes all the way up. Exhale, low lunge. Breathe in, crescent with that precious thing. Exhale, vertical twist. Breathe in, warrior two. And exhale, extended side angle. Breathe in, star. Feel your glutes turn on to support the posture. Exhale, low lunge toward the back of your mat. All of your weight into your right hand. Inhale, lounge lizard to your left. Twist, open. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Breathe in. And give it back. Breathe in, left side, please, up. And breath out, low lunge. Breathe in, crescent. And exhale, twist. Open your chest. Breath in, warrior two. Exhale, side angle. Breathe in, star pose. And exhale, low lunge. We've got one more lounge lizard for your outer thighs. Inhale, open. And exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Noting the change in temperature inside the body, under the skin as one whole sensation. And coming to down dog for just a couple of breaths. Ah. Exhale. Breathe in, heels lift. Exhale, forward folds. Breathe in, halfway lift, hands to heart center now, palms pressed together. As you exhale, warrior three, lift your left leg, please. Breathe. Yeah, we've got this. Very nice. It is hard to get into it from this position. That's why I put this in here. This is an express class. We want some things that are challenging to us. Now extend your right arm forward so that you are in spinal balance standing on one leg. And perhaps if you're feeling a little adventurous and want to put yourself out there, you do awkward airplane. Left leg out to the left, right arm out to the right. This is not a real yoga posture. This is me having fun in my body and then deciding that you should too, because I thought it felt kind of fun. And none of us are getting out of here without falling at least once. So be kind to yourself. Very nice. Hands back to heart center. Take an exhale. Breathe in, single leg mountain all the way up. And exhale, figure four. Breathe. I like to look somewhere kind of low. It helps me just to make sure that I've got some sort of grounding before I go anywhere else. And then if you feel good and you want to grow from there, perhaps close your eyes, lift your gaze, or deepen down. No one ever grew from staying in some sort of safety zone. Okay, we want to put ourselves out there. Exhale. Breathe in single leg mountain. Exhale, chair with a prayer twist to your right. Breathe. And we'll do a deeper hook in this prayer twist. Hands down. Awesome. Now, just to prepare you for where we're going, perhaps today we come down to our tiptoes in this. And that's always just an option here. Yeah, and if that doesn't feel good on the ankles, the knees, the hips, you definitely do not have to do that. But it will prepare you for something just a little bit more adventurous that we'll be doing here in a little bit. And make sure that you feel that diaphragm of yours expand down with every breath in. Breathe in with me. Breathe out forward. Fold. Take just a moment to appreciate the asymmetry. Exhale. Breathe in, halfway lift, hands to heart. Exhale. Warrior three. Right leg comes up and back this time. And we'll breathe together. I find this more accessible with my knee bent, kind of like Angela's doing right now. Now, if you'd like to experiment on this side, left arm goes forward. Make sure you've got nice stable core, it doesn't move. And then perhaps awkward airplane standing in warrior three. Oh, that's everything. Do you feel that outer hip? Yes. Yes, it is a lot of work over there. And just notice this is everything. This is obliques, this is balance, this is strength, this is strength. It's everything right now. Hands back to heart. Take an exhale. Breath in, single leg mountain. Y'all made it. And exhale, figure four. Stay for a couple of breaths. I think falling is awesome. We don't want our ego to get too attached to how we look or what we're doing or what postures we can do well at all. We got to smash that ego sometimes. I think you guys see me fall on YouTube quite regularly. And another thing Brene Brown says is if you're putting yourself out there, don't take any criticism from people in the cheap seats, right? None whatsoever. Take an exhale. Breathe in, one-legged mountain. And exhale, chair with a prayer twist to your left. Perhaps going down into tiptoe stand if that feels good today. What do the kids call them when you have people that criticize you who shouldn't? Oh, haters. Haters, right? It's like you've made it when you've got some haters. So when she says don't take criticism from the cheap seats, it's like don't take anyone's opinion that you don't value. Really, when you put yourself out there, you need to think about who are the people that you want feedback from? Who are the people that you actually respect, who have your best interest at heart? And we'll work this twist for 2 more breaths. You should feel that belly, perhaps even on your thighs as it undulates. Great breath. Breathe in. Breath out forward. Fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Let's seal that all in. Breathe in, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Breathe in, plank pose. Exhale, table pose. Breathe in, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, headstand. And I can demonstrate this. I don't know what your headstand practice is like. You can come along. If you're still working on tripod, headstand, or crow, continue with that. I really empower you to put yourself into whatever position feels good for you today. But if you've got a wall nearby, What I like is this version of headstand because it's less surface area. It's a little scarier and it takes just a little bit more core work. Make a fist with one hand and then go ahead and clasp it with the other hand. Let me see if I can tilt this down so you can actually see me here. Perfect. Yeah, and then we'll just walk our legs up and in for some down dog legs. If the neck doesn't feel good, tuck your chin in even further. And if you feel like your pelvis is pretty far up, perhaps bending one knee into the chest, push down into your forearms, and then slowly start to lift your legs. Okay? And I have one person in every class who rolls into a somersault out of this. That's why I like the wall behind me. So if you do feel like you're going to fall, make sure to arch your back like that Halloween cat and roll out of it. You can pause the video and work on this just a little bit more if you want. I think we're ready to move on. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna move on here. Downward facing dog. Checking the time for the express class, right on time. Very nice. Let's add on just a couple of things here. Breathe in, right leg up, please. Exhale, low lunge. Breathe in, crescent pose. And exhale, vertical twist. Breathe in, warrior two. Exhale, deep extended side angle. Feel how much freer the body is after just a little bit of movement. Inhale, star pose. And exhale, low lunge to the back of your space. Inhale, side plank. Breathe. So many different versions. What I really like about this is that you can come to your forearm if it's been just a little bit too much on your wrists lately. Awesome. Breathe in. Breath out, high plank. Breathe in, right knee to your chest. Exhale, half pigeon pose. Settling in. And if you would like a little bit more here in this posture, this week it just felt really good for me to thread my left arm underneath for like a deep thread the needle. And to just lay down onto my opposite forearm there. I feel like lately the universe has just been throwing me things right exactly when I need them. That conversation sparked me to look further into what were the things that I was supposed to be doing that maybe I needed to push myself or motivate myself again for. And the answer was I used to be a journalist. I used to write lots of books and I never really put them out there. So now I'm about 50 pages into my new book. And while I was gathering information for that, I found this quote that I used to have from an old book. It says, I'm not going to put myself out there. I'm afraid to fail. I'm afraid to succeed. What are they going to say? Are they going to think I'm weird? The list of worries goes on and on. Our minds like to swim in the ocean of complacency. We all have fears. But guess what? They're not going away. And it's time we embrace the fact that we need to be vulnerable. Do you need to be more open to putting yourself out there? I don't know who that quote is by, but it came up right at the exact time that I needed it. I'll invite you back to your palms. Tuck your back toes under. If you'd like to bend, extend, or flip your dog, you're more than welcome to. Breathe in, left leg comes all the way up. Exhale, lunge. Last time, let's do the left side. Breathe in, rise strong, crescent pose. And exhale, last vertical twist on this side. Breathe in, warrior two, please. And exhale, extended side angle. Breath in, star. And exhale, low lunge to the front of your mat this time. Breathe in, full side plank, Vashisthasana. Breathe. You just kind of feel that bottom hip push up into the top hip there. perhaps your chest even opens up toward the light above you. There should be a wobble. There should be a big wobble. Take a breath in. Breath out, plank. Breathe in, left knee up and into your chest. Exhale, half pigeon on the left. Settle in. And if you took that little suggestion for thread the needle, this time it would be right arm through, under left armpit and over there. Allowing the entire body to become soft, supple, and heavy. I'm just taking a few moments to check in. What has changed? Is the breath still there? I've noticed that it doesn't take that long in my own home practice for it to feel good, right? It's like my little sanctuary, away from my cell phone, away from my work, my to-do list. It's so nice. So that mental space, perhaps you see it clearing out. And if it hasn't fully cleared out, you can notice those things that are still sticking around and let go. Know they'll be there for you to chew on later. We're here for just 3 more breaths. If it helps to visualize that connective tissue that holds your leg bones into your hips, softening like that taffy, that's what these sustained stretches are for. One more breath to soften completely. Let the shoulders go, the jaw open. Exhale. Breathe in, creep back up toward all 10 fingertips. Breathe in, three-legged dog. And exhale, you can bend, twist, open, finish the standing series any way that you like. And when you're ready, we'll come down onto a seat. And Angela, just because we're 6 feet apart and I need to demonstrate something, could I ask you to come to this side of your mat so that they can see me on screen? Thanks. And I'll show you. This is what we're getting into today. This is what you're warmed up for. I thought, what is something that we could do that would really express those energy lines? And it's Revolved Hurdler. Are you familiar with Revolved Hurdler? Cool. So there's 2 ways to get into this, and I'll show you both. The first one is from this tiptoe squat in prayer twist. Right here. You want to make sure you've got a nice deep hook, or else you might slide off, okay? From here, we take our hands down toward the ground, shoulder distance apart, and I hug in this loose elbow toward my hips. I'll just go ahead and see that Gabby cleaned the floors. It smells amazing. And then from here in side crow, perhaps I just extend my energy lines out a bit more. Cool. The other way to get into this is from that little mermaid posture that we had before. So we were here, right, when we did our little threads. And from here, you could just take the sole of your foot to the floor, do a nice deep twist, rock up to that front foot, and then dive down and under and extend through the energy lines. Okay? So it's basically side crow with your legs kicked out in 2 different directions. It's all it is. And it's been kind of interesting to see in class this week. A lot of people like to use their forehead for a little bit of a kickstand there. Okay, so give it a few tries and maybe even pause, because who knows how long we'll take. If you want to do it longer, you can. And you'll make sure that you really have that deep hook first, because that is your shelf here. Yeah, so let's try it together. Let's come down into a little tiptoe squat. Is this okay on your ankles and stuff? Cool. Hands out to the side. Bend your elbows a lot. Good, good, good. And make sure this thigh is really, the knee is really up on your tricep, up a little bit more. There we go. Now you'll tilt forward and smell the earth. Yeah, nice. Okay. And the higher that leg is up on that tricep, the more successful you'll feel. So let's try the other side actually, just so that we don't get burnt out. Over to the left. Good. Yes, and that hook is a lot deeper there. There we go. And now we'll bend down. Yep, you got it. Perfect form, perfect form. And noting that you guys at home have pillows, pillows, so great that you have these things at your disposal, right? That you can fall onto. Put them where you might fall. Ah, and then let's start to cool things down. Nice job. Thanks for putting yourself out there. Let's come onto our backs, please. Left leg will go long, right knee will come up and into your chest. Push some energy through your left toes like she's doing, and perhaps even rock that shin back and forth, and just kind of growing more sensitive to those micro movements here. We'll just play around as we dial down into our softer practice, perhaps taking half happy baby here, sole of foot comes into hand, and you just arch it back like an archer with a bow and an arrow. Allow yourself to have these last few moments. They're precious. Sometimes we cheat at the end of our home practices. I know. I hear people tell me. And so I'm keeping you accountable to stay. And then I'll ask you just to guide your knee across your body for a gentle, messy twist. Allow your chin to land wherever it might want to. At the end of the day, I'm glad I had that conversation with that man. I'm really, really grateful for him and for him sparking something inside of me again. But you also have to ask yourself if what you're doing is already enough. How many people do you actually need to reach to make an impact? Is what we do with the people we're already around enough? When we put ourselves out there, are we doing so because of ego or because of a real need for our talents? What are our intentions? What are the world's needs and how can they coexist? And when you answer those questions, you'll know exactly when and where to extend yourself for the mutual benefit of yourself and the world. Very slowly to switch out our legs. Allow yourself to sense that blood flow coming back into the right leg as you hug your left leg up and in. What I like about the surrender series is that there's not a lot of force here, and it's still so beneficial. It really shows you that you don't need to do too much to get some benefit out of it. You feel that first little point of sensation and you just relax into it and breathe behind it. And allow your extended leg to just fall on the floor. Perhaps even persuade that right leg to go limp with just a little pet, softening through your hand on the thigh. And let's just take our twist over to the left. A few last moments before Shavasana. To feel how nice it feels to have all of the tissues open, those blood vessels, maybe even the pores for the sweat. I want to know that you have earned this rest, this wakeful rest, where really all of your work integrates. Shavasana is such a brilliant posture, and we don't need to understand all of it to get the benefit. In just a moment, I will ask you to take Shavasana, and when you do so, it's nice to just group your shoulder blades behind the rib cage to lift your heart, the highest place on the entire body. And so when you're ready to shift into a space where the heart is held high and you feel symmetrical for Shavasana. Taking a big breath in, audibly sighing it all the way out and taking just a moment for yourself here, trusting I'll guide you out in a moment. Before you move, I'll invite you to think of just one way, one simple way that you might put yourself out there when you get up off of your mat today. It can be as small as you need it to be, it can be as big as you need it to be. But just recognize that you're worth being seen, being heard, and putting your talents out there. Take a smile, take a swallow. Inhale, long body stretch. And exhale, hands to heart, Anjali Mudra, in fierce reverence for this practice, this awesome community, and ourselves. Namaste. Thank you, Angela, for being our beautiful model today. And thank you guys for continuing your home practice and for trusting me with it today. I'm truly honored. I'll see you guys next week.